Abba Kyari begs court not to send them to prison, even as he pleads not guilty to drug trafficking and other charges laid against him. Thank you very much for joining us. This is still Serious Matters on ONIF TV. Yeah, suspended police officer Abba Kyari on Monday pleaded not guilty to drug trafficking charges brought against him by the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA. Now, NDLEA had filed 8 charges counts of drugs trafficking against Mr. Kyari, who is also wanted in the United States for his relationship with convicted fraudster Rahman, also known as Osh Poppy Abbas. He was arraigned on Monday along with 6 others before Justice Emeka Nweti of the Federal High Court, Abuja. Mr. Kyari, before his suspension, was a former Deputy Commissioner of Police. And those arraigned along with Mr. Kyari include Assistant Commissioner of Police Sunday Ubua, Assistant Superintendent of Police ASP Bawa James, Inspector Simeon Agiriba, Inspector John Nuhu, Chibu na Patrick Umbema, and Emeka if Afonersus Unzewene. Sorry for the prudence pronunciation, I beg your pardon. Now, while the other defendant also pleaded not guilty to the charges, when read to them, the sixth and seventh defendant pleaded guilty to the counts 5, 6, and 7. According to the NDLA, Mr. Kyari between January 19th and 25th dealt in 17.55 kilogram of cocaine. He is also being charged with obstruction of justice through attempted bribery of the NDLEA officers. Well, we are not new to the news of our so-called Abba Kyari, who's been in detention for quite some time now for his alleged involvement in drug trafficking and all of that. And so he's been arraigned in court today. He has severally, on like 2 occasions, begged the court to order the NDLA to release him from detention, though because of his health situation. But then they have not, the court did not yield to any of those. Well, they have pleaded not guilty, and we are being alerted, and we understand that Abba Kyari order and others beg the court not to transfer them to prison. The suspended Deputy Commissioner of Police Abba Kyari, who is facing a drug trafficking charge on Monday, begged the Federal High Court not, sitting in Abuja, like I mentioned earlier on, not to remand him in prison custody. Why would they not want to be remanded in prison custody if there is a need for that? No, no, like seriously, why would all this plea be coming up? These are people who you have put people. You have arrested people who committed crimes, and then you put them in prison. You put them whatever, wherever you put them. Some are even dead as a result of maltreatments and all of that. And so, if you fall into the same category, and this is just you see, this is just the truth about that saying that says all what goes around comes around. But then, you might now want to ask, and you're wondering, oh, does it mean that if I'm doing my job? No, if you're doing the right thing, then what goes around will not come around to you. The bad things will not come to you if you are doing the right thing. So it's important that we take note. We just note which one are you really doing? Which one are you really doing? Are you doing the right thing? Are you really doing the right thing? Well, Kyari, through his lawyer, Mr. Kanu Agabi San, prayed the court to allow him to remain in the custody of the Nigeria NDLEA pending the hearing and the determination of his fresh application for bail. My question is, I hope he's not already being given VIP treatment in that NDLEA detention. Okay, the place is more cooler. There is AC there. Because I don't understand why he's now preferring, because this was the same person who was saying that they should release him. He's been sending applications to the court for him to be released, but then he's now saying that they should not allow them to take him to the prison, so that maybe could it be that he's likely to meet some of the people that he arrested? But seriously, no be laughing matter. We go just if we look the matter very well, you will know saying no, like seriously, what goes around comes around. Make we just dey do wetin we dey do, wetin dem send us to do, make we dey do am right, make we dey do am very well. Because that person wey you think say na your subordinate today, that person wey you think dey inside condition today, hey, e fit be tomorrow now or the next minute things fit change. nobody wey God no fit answer im prayer. So somehow maybe because na wetin just dey come, na serious matter, make we just look am, na wetin we dey do here be dat. Make we just look am, you feel say, you think say no be say dis man dey think say im go meet some of the boys wey dem make dem no go blow am. You know say na the thing wey dem dey first do be dat, because we dey watch am for movie. The guys go just first of all, I no know, maybe dem dey take dat thing dey renew their strength or wetin. Dem dey look somebody say you just dey come from outside, make we take our anger out of you, and then they just beat the fellow up. Meanwhile, shortly after the defendants entered their plea, the NDLA, through his Director, Prosecution and Legal Service, Mr. Joseph Sunday, applied for a trial date and for review of facts in respect of defendants that pleaded guilty to the charges. And so, wọ́n ní tí ẹlẹ́jọ́ bá ti mẹjọ́ ẹ̀ lẹ́bi, kò ní pẹ́ lórí ìkúnlẹ̀. That's what it means. So I don't think those guys don't want to stay too long in in not hearing the final of their joy of their case and all of that. So it's okay. So like the earlier the better, so that they don't start dragging what is not supposed to take time. It's just like somebody once asked the question in church, will lawyers make heaven? When you see something that is not right and you keep proving to the court that look, that thing that the person did was right. But then lawyers will make heaven. Oh. Lawyers will make heaven. Well, say it is better for them to be convicted to enable them to start serving their sentence. The prosecution added, it is better. It is better. It will be unjust and unfair to keep the two defendants in custody while waiting for the conclusion of the trial of others. So it's better that those two will be taken out. The two who pleaded guilty will be taken out, and their case will be concluded, and they will start serving their sentences almost immediately, instead of just keeping them in detention. After he had listened to oral argument from both sides, trial justice Unweti said he would want the parties to formally address the court in the issues next Monday. So that is to tell us that the case has been adjourned to next Monday. However, there were two civilians. You notice that the names that I mentioned, there were two civilians, and it was the two civilians who pleaded not guilty. Well, that's the update with respect to Abba Kyari. I want to believe that maybe when he's through with this, then he will now send him to the US to go and answer whatever the case is on that side. Let's hope that he comes out of all this. If he is found not guilty, he comes out of it and he will continue to be our own super